Hi, welcome again. In this section, we are going to see the basics of GitHub, means how to create a GitHub account, how to create a repository, how to connect our local repository to remote repository, how to push and pull, and finally, how to make the commits on GitHub website. So let us start our practical work by creating a GitHub account. In order to create a GitHub account, visit the website github.com and then click on the button Sign up. Then enter your email ID. In my case, I am entering my email ID and then click on Continue. Then choose a password. Then click on Continue. Then it will ask you to enter the username. Here I would like to enter the username as tech developers. If you do not find the username, then try checking with the numbers, underscores, etc. So here I am using the username Prithvi-tech developers. Once you choose your username, then click on Continue. It will ask you to receive product updates and announcements via email. You can either say yes or no. In my case, let us type yes and then click on Continue. Now it is asking for us to verify that we are a human being. So let us start the puzzle. So here we need to select the spiral galaxy, but in your case, you may be asked to different puzzle. Now click on Create Account. So in order to verify our email, we need to enter the code sent to our email ID. So let us open the email ID. So once we open our email ID, here we can see the Git launch code. Let us remember this, or else you can click on the green button Open GitHub. Let us enter the code. Again, it will ask some personalized information. So right now I will skip this personalization, but in your case you can select any one of the option. So this is the Git dashboard for our username. Here initially Git will help us to create a repository with the guide. Now in order to create a repository, means the very first Git repository on GitHub, either we can click on this Start a project, or we can click on Create a repository. We can also import the existing repository, but I would like to start as a fresh. So I will click on Create repository. Then enter the repository name. Fortunately, Git training version 1 is available So sometimes you may not get the repository name, and in that case you need to select a different combinations of letters, underscore, hyphen, and then you need to choose a username for the repository. Once there is a green mark, it means that the Git repository is available for us to use. So enter the description. Here I will enter the description as it is a GitHub training repository created by the tech developers. Then we can make our repository as public or private. I will leave the repository as public and I will trust the Git. We can initialize the repository with a readme file, and we can also add .gitignore file as we saw in the previous lesson, and we can also choose a license. But for now I will skip all these steps and then I will click on create repository. Here it is giving a guidelines to create a repository on the command line, means on our Git terminal. So we have already seen most of the commands: init, commit, and we have not yet seen the commands branch, remote, push, etc. Now if we look at the Git repository on GitHub, we can see that the default branch is main instead of the master. GitHub has changed the default branch name from master to main. So in order to rename the master branch in our Git terminal to a main name, we need to use the code git branch -m, capital M, and then the name of the branch. So let us copy this code and then enter in our Git terminal. Once we run this code, we can see the default branch in our Git terminal, means in our local Git repository, has been changed from master to main. Suppose if you want to check whether the branch name is master or main, just run the code git branch. Regarding branches and committing from the branches, we will see later in this course, but for now I just showed you the name of the branch which has been changed from master to main. So that's it. We just learned how to create a GitHub account and how to create our very first Git repository on GitHub. See you in the next lesson.